What's up, doll collectors, hobbyists, fabs, and besties? I'm Toya, an adult doll collector. Welcome to my miniverse. It's May, which means it's also Mermaid. In the comments, some of you have said, Toya, can you make a new mermaid-themed craft this year? Yes, I can. But what should we do is the question. We've done quite a few mermaid-themed projects over the years, like a mermaid bedroom and even a mermaid frappuccino. Maybe today we can do something with recycled packaging. I often hang on to the clear plastic from doll boxes to use as faux glass for the dolls. Let's head over to the craft table and see what we can make. For this project, let's use some recycled cardboard as well. I have a large cereal box from Costco, and I think this is just about the right size for my project. I carefully cut along the corner to open the box up. I cut along the edge of one of the sides to remove it. Now we have 3 connected sides left. Cut and remove the side tabs, so we just have 3 rectangles. I draw a 1-inch border on the 2 largest sides, cut them out, and it should look like a frame. I take the cutout, measure it to fit the bottom side, and trim off the excess. Again, I draw a 1-inch border around the edge. Once both sides have been cut and the smaller rectangles have been made, I cut white paper into 1.5-inch strips and glue them over the edges so we can cover the edges of the cardboard. I lightly draw a border going around the openings. I'm drawing it 1/4 of an inch from the edge, making an inner frame. Let's take some paperboard, like an old doll box. I cut the parts that I need for my journal and take a minute to put it together, then cut the leftovers from the box into strips and a few squares. A few of the squares are cut at 1/2 inch. Let's cut one rounded corner and I glue it onto our covered cardboard at the corners of all the cutouts. Let's take the strips. These are cut at 3/4 of an inch. I use them to make a frame. And then I add some 1/4-inch strips onto the edges to make another frame. I'm not going to glue this one to the cardboard yet because I want to paint it a different color. I made more frames for the other sides. Then let's take clear plastic from packaging and cut rectangles that we can glue behind the openings. After cutting all 4 rectangles, we need to add a fake water effect. I color them with a washable marker. They don't have to be completely covered. I just want a nice little tint. Then take gloss Mod Podge and add a little bit to the side with the marker. Then just spread it around, mixing the Mod Podge and the marker. After covering it completely, I just kind of go in and add very light little waves all over. Then let's set it to the side and allow it to dry. As I'm covering the other pieces of clear plastic, I try to keep the glue thin because if it's really thick, it takes a longer time to dry. And I want to easily see through it when it's dry. Now we can paint the other pieces. Let's get the covered cardboard. I want it to look like metal, so I'm going to paint it with a black base coat and then brush it with silver. So let's get started, making sure we get into all of those small spaces and paint the back as well. But you know what? Before we go any further, I want to add more detail, and I wish I had did it before I painted this black. So let's show it on one that we haven't painted yet. Let's use the hot glue gun to make little dots of glue all around. I added 3 in the corners, and now I can paint everything black. Let the black base coat dry. While we wait, let's use the silicone mold to add some details to the frame. I fill the mold with hot glue. I paint the frames brown, peel the hot glue from the mold, paint the top brown. I made several and then set them aside. The black base coat is dry, so let's take a little silver paint and lightly brush it to bring out all those details so we can see all those little drops of glue. I brush both sides with the silver paint. I'm making it a little darker around the edges and in the corners. Let's check on our clear plastic and see if the Mod Podge has dried. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Not really seeing the blue too much, but you can totally see that water effect. With the Mod Podge side facing up, I glue them onto the cardboard on the inside. Okay, this might turn out the way I want. Glue the plastic onto the side pieces. Then we can glue the box back together. I take one of the sides, put it in the center, glue it in place, then glue it to the front. Then glue on the other end, then glue the last wall to close it in. To make a large water tank for our mermaids. Now we could choose to leave it metal, or we can take it a step further and add our paperboard frame. But if I only add the frame on 2 of the sides, then I have the option of flipping it around for a different look. On the metal side, we can add a little brown paint and a few black drips to make it look worn and add some detail. On the other side, I glue on the 2 wood frames, then glue on the painted hot glue decorations onto the corners and at the top. And let's glue another strip of paperboard along the top edge. I touch up the paint, I added a little more black, then I brush over it with shades of brown to add some highlights. To finish our mermaid tank, the box I used is measuring a little over 11 inches long and 3.5 inches on the sides. It is 7 3/4 inches tall, and we left the top open so we can place a doll inside. There is more than enough room for the dolls to sit down, and the tank reaches past their head. To give it some lift, let's take another cardboard box, cut it open, to cut rectangles of cardboard that we can use to build a platform. I cut 2 large rectangles and I'm going to glue them together, then cover it with scrapbook paper. I used a turquoise weathered wood. Then on the other side, I glue 1-inch strips near the edge. To make a box, I cover the outside with scrapbook paper. I used a few scraps I had lying around to make a quick platform where we can place the tank on top for a little lift. Let's take a red velvet wire ribbon and cut a few pieces, fold and overlap them, then pull it back to make a little curtain, bending it and using drops of glue to hold it together. Add gold rope. I cut a paper clip to make small hooks that we can glue to the back so we can hook it over the top. For a removable curtain, I take a craft stick and cut a piece, paint it red, or whatever color you want for the base, then paint a sign. I'm making it look a little worn, and maybe someone tried to fix it up with a little gold paint. Then place it in front so everyone knows where to find the mermaid. Then we can take a mermaid costume from a previous video. I made this one shortly after the live-action Little Mermaid movie came out. I made a blue one too. Now our model just has to get dressed. Done. Then into the tank she goes. To make a mermaid attraction, I wanted it to have a carnival vibe, and I think it totally does. We have a light water effect, but you can still clearly see the doll's face, and it's reversible, so we can get 2 different looks. This is a tall Barbie, so there's a decent amount of space, and we can have her looking over the top to interact with the crowd. This was a fun project. I love that we were able to use recycled materials and make something new for Mermaid. We hope you have fun with this craft and can't wait to see what details you add. Thank you for joining us while we got crafty. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram and YouTube at My Froggy Stuff and Bella of My Froggy Stuff on Instagram. And we will see you next time. Bye!